go and buy a car. They can buy a to oil,
Price is oil will be
yeah,
drop it
so
off.
that's
Come on. Okay. Okay. You can go. Okay, let's go.
the also not myself.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah, yeah.
It's almost a few days to Easter, especially Easter Sunday, less than 6 days before Easter Sunday, for Christians already, the resurrection of our Lord Christ Jesus. Those of us who are Christians, not for everybody, the Easter celebration is a special designation for those who believe that Christ died and resurrected after 3 days. So Friday is Good Friday, and some of us do believe. I don't know about you. So it's a secular society, and so one is very careful what you say out there. But welcome to Let's Talk on 99.5 Wish FM, because we must talk. So we'll have to talk this morning. It's a news and current affairs program designed with you at the center of it, making sure that you participate in reshaping, remodeling Nigeria. This morning we do this just for issues around us, around our society. I mean, in our society, rather, to be properly deliberated upon by you and I, the Nigerians of our today. My name is Cosby Jones. I won't be doing this alone. She was off for a few days. I'm not going to tell you what happened to her, but she was totally charmed by the man sitting close to her. And she's back. I have the very beautiful.
The very beautiful, very excited to be back, Miss Eddie Douglas.
Very excited. She doesn't look excited to be back.
I'm excited.
On Let's Talk this morning, as we kickstart this deliberation this morning. Remember, the Kuriga school children in Kaduna State, they'll be rescued. But there's a twist to it. Totally not the number that was, carried out, that we all heard in the news. They were rescued. We'll talk about that this morning, and then talk about the president's 72nd birthday, how he promised not to celebrate it because of the hardship in the land. What is your take on that? But not now. I'll open up the phone lines when it is appropriate for me to do so this morning. All right? Keep your bets on. Keep your phones recharged, because we're about to have a very I want to look forward to right adjective. The discussion we're going to have this morning is going to be very active. It's going to be not just boisterous. It's going to be engaging, because we have a security consultant, a social-political analyst right here in the studio. There's a farmer, not a non-aligned politician, right here with us. Jackson Lekojo is with us this morning. Jackson, you're welcome.
It's my pleasure. Good morning, the radio chief and the people within the suburb.
All right. Good morning. In what seemed to be a twist of tales, the defense headquarters on Sunday gave details of how it rescued in Zamfara State 137 of the 287 primary school pupils from Kuriga, kidnapped in Kaduna State. We know that. Major General Edward Buba, Director of Defense Media Operations, said the rescued hostages totaling 137 comprise of 76 females and 61 males. Went on to say that in the early hours of 24th March 2024, the military, working with local authorities and government agencies across the country in a coordinated search and rescue operation, rescued the hostages. The hostages are the same persons that were adopted from the school at Kuriga in Chikum local government area of Kaduna State. It will be recalled that on the 7th, when these children were kidnapped, troops received information that terrorists had invaded Leah School Kuriga in Chikum local government area of Kaduna State. The incident, unconfirmed number of pupils were conducted or adopted rather. Jackson Lekojo is security consultant right here with us. With the clap, few days after they kidnapped, these pupils were kidnapped, and then exactly about 2 weeks after that, they were released. They were rescued, not released. They were rescued by the Nigerian army. How do you feel about this? Do you feel that there's hope? The army did what it ought to have done from the very first day they were kidnapped?
Well, there won't be no reason for somebody not to applaud the commander-in-chief in the person of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the military chiefs and paramilitary chiefs, and even the security, I mean the DSS, the NIA, and others. Why am I saying this? It happened sometimes ago in Chibok. Most of them are still there. We don't know where they are. It happened later in Dapson, in Yobe State. Most of them are still there. We don't know how they are. And we don't know what they are passing through there, if they are still alive. It happened in Niger State. It happened in Zamfara State. It happened in Sokoto State. It happened in this same Kaduna State. It happened in Katsina State. Some of them have not returned. It happened in a university in Kaduna State there. And when they gave ultimatum that if they didn't pay the ransom, they were going to openly, they executed about 2 or 3 and displayed the video. You understand? Most of their parents went to send their properties. They became homeless so that to rescue their loved ones. That was a situation whereby government left all the victims and their relatives. Government left them, ignored them. Government was not ready to pay ransom. And they were not ready to rescue. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said it about a week ago, that he was not going to negotiate with anybody. And people like us respond on another platform, wider platform. We respond that if you are not ready to pay ransom, yes, it's not encouraging paying ransom, because paying ransom means you are patronizing them. And when you are patronizing them, you are encouraging their business to grow. But then, if you are not going to pay ransom, there's something you should do. You must go and rescue. And that is what...
You know the details for this operation was not mentioned. So what they didn't go into details. We don't know what ensued between the Nigerian army and the adopters. We don't know if it was an open fire, a confrontation. We don't know if ransoms were paid by parents or government. We do not know that.
As some of us, when it has to do with this issue of security, some of us can have a better information than you, the journalist.
Okay.
But then, this issue of security is not what... The analysis on security is not how to solve the problem, how to... You don't provide solution to security problem on air. You understand? Because the people you are talking about, they are listening, they are reading, they are on the internet, they are everywhere. But the little I can say is that I can say kudos to Mr. President, the ebullient governor of Kaduna State. I think he's a man I begin to respect, and the military, the paramilitary, and the security. They have done well. I think this time around, the little I can say is that this time around, I think a lot of intelligence were made to work and follow the analysis of the intelligence. The people acted. So the basic thing is that the children are out. But the only thing I'm not comfortable with, if in a school, the leadership of the school, the Ministry of Education in the state do not know the number of pupils in the school, that the report we had was about 218 people were kidnapped. And if we had the report that about 218 were kidnapped, and we now, they rescued how many? 113 or
Yes, 137.
137. So, and people were asking these questions, but the people are saying there is no other person there. That is to say, the initial report of the numbers of people that were kidnapped was not what they made the public to know.
Do you think that the number was bloated for a reason? Because initially it was reported that 287 people were kidnapped, but now they're saying 100.
Maybe for a political reason or something.
Rescued.
At times, maybe not for political reasons, maybe for somehow reasons. The number could be bloated because, and at times it could be the work of you journalists that, okay, for the thing to carry more weight, for the news to carry more weight, let us just blow it up like that. Not until we investigate, because some of us are already challenging that they must go and investigate from the head of the school. And we are still expecting some parents to cry out that their own children are not back yet. But it is possible for economic reasons. Maybe the state government may send money to the school that say, okay, go and pay for. Then they could pay for 230 something and whereas you know what surprises me? Anything is possible in this country. In this country, this is a country whereby if there's opportunity for Jackson Lagos to make some money from this studio now, I'll begin to look at how I can make money here. People want to make money in every situation. So, for political gain, I wouldn't know what anybody could gain politically from that. I think it's for pecuniary gain.
All right. One thing that really surprised me was the fact that Obasani, the governor of Kaduna State, came out to say, no, it wasn't 287. The people kidnapped from Chikum was about 137, and they've been released. But we all read it from the media. We all saw it. I'm not sure Basani had mentioned or refuted the numbers that were branded or were brandished in the media. He never made any statement up until now that the army released 137.
Can I tell you something?
Go on.
When the information got, it would have been turned down information that got to Basani as a governor. What do I mean by turned down information? The head of the school couldn't reach the governor directly. Definitely, right? The head of school would have first of all communicated with the Commissioner for Education. The Commissioner for Education will quickly inform the governor. So the information with the governor is a third-hand information. So you won't blame the governor, because the governor must be able to trust any information coming from the commissioner. The commissioner must be able to depend on the information that is coming from the chief custodian of those children. That's the principal or headmaster of the school. You understand? So it is not for Ubasani to begin to argue at that particular point. When Ubasani begin to argue, people will look at him and insult him. People will demean him. You understand? People will see him as unreasonable because the situation then was tensed. You understand? Whatever information they gave to him, he has to believe. That is why he delegated that office into the hand of the commissioner, and the school principal or whatever would have given the commissioner information. So I think wrong information might have been given to the governor. And at times too, maybe you Christians say, God forbid, maybe something has happened to the other ones. And in order not to cause any public uproar, they now say, okay, the numbers of people that were rescued were the numbers of people that were kidnapped. Then the other one could be kept under the carpet forever.
Until people, parents who are looking for their children come up to say, my child is still missing. We don't know.
Do they have the capacity to come to go to any studio or to call any journalist to complain? They don't have that capacity. They are not the elite that could call press conference that, hey, their child is
civil rights organizations.
I don't want to
civil society organizations.
I don't want to believe in civil society organizations today in this country. They are polluted.
But I do have a question. Why do you think the commander-in-chief or the federal government were very quick to carry out a rescue mission compared to the other recent kidnappings that have been going on in the country?
I think the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, that title belongs to only him. The vice president is not deputy commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Issue of security squarely lies on his table. And I think if the past commander-in-chief, that may be the last administration, if he was sleeping or people were giving him wrong information, I think this time around, the commander-in-chief has a security advisor very, very close to him that cannot deceive him. You understand? If your children at home, they did not give you information that they need to pay some fees in the school, and they send them away from the school for a period of time, will you be angelically inclined to go and know? You work with the information. And when this information got to the National Security Advisor, they're supposed to go and advise the commander-in-chief on the next thing to do. And he heard the information. How do you think the commander-in-chief will act? He won't act. And people will be blaming it on him. Whereas he did not get this information. So I think the reason now is that the National Security Advisor went straight to Kaduna State. I think he spent some days in Kaduna State, met with some persons. So there was no way for anybody to hold any information from him. And that same information that were given to him, he sent it immediately to Mr. President, for Mr. President to rely on it to issue an order. An order was issued. And presidential order, Yoruba parlance say, President does not joke. The commander-in-chief does not joke. Whatever he says, jocularly or if frank to say it, is an authority. That is the effectiveness of what we are seeing now. But if information was ordered from the NSA, or the NSA sat in Abuja expecting information from the field, the information from the field may not be complete because some people were going to be blamed. So if I see any way to alter information so that I won't be blamed, I will hold the information. But the National Security Advisor, he went there. He met with all the stakeholders. He visited some of the parents. He visited the school.
All right. Quickly, I know you follow trends, especially security trends in Nigeria. I'll take you back to 2011 when kidnapping was like a full-time job in the Niger Delta. They kidnapped expatriates, they kidnapped influential people in Niger Delta. When it degenerated from when expatriates relocated, most of them relocated to Abuja and Lagos, they started kidnapping ordinary Nigerians like, yours truly, talking to you now. It became a norm in society. Now, we moved past that when Yaradua offered amnesty to the Niger Delta agitators. We saw a drastic decline in the cases of kidnapping in the Niger Delta. And then we moved to terrorism in Nigeria. You remember the famous Yusuf and on all of that. It degenerated to a point when it became very dangerous that Nigerians were exploding themselves. They got suicide bombers. We saw that happen. Something we saw in the movies. It started happening in Nigeria. And it was almost blown out of proportion because every 2 days we hear a car rigged and exploded. It happened in Abuja. It happened in some parts of the northern Nigeria. And then tale by tale, we kept evolving negatively. And then it was terrorism. Killing Sambisa Forest, they kill, they adopt some local government. I mean, terrorists own local government. Now we are in the era of kidnapping. Is it that whenever we find a solution to an issue, they evolve into something else? I mean, evolving techniques by Nigerians, or some experts are saying because of the hardship in the land, even normal people are venturing into crime as the easiest means of making ends meet. Mr. Jackson Lekoji.
In criminology, they say when people lose confidence in the state, I often repeat this. If people lose confidence in the state, they take to self-help. One thing is this: our traditional value system is gone. You understand? Our traditional value system is gone, and you see the corruption. I read the book and it said if you are creating a situation that will bring about poverty, that situation is filtering some things that will become a fertilizer for criminality and crime. That is it. That is to say, poverty brings about all these things you are seeing today. That is the way the level have gone to insecurity anywhere in the world. I am a member of so many associations anywhere in the world. The little I have known, poverty brings about it. Let me give you a little analysis.
Okay.
If you have children in your house, you are keeping your money in a drawer. You understand? You didn't lock that drawer. And whenever your children need money that you know that they are in need of that money, you give it to them. You understand? They have access to at least 90% of very important things to themselves. Will they go to your drawer to steal money? No. But you have money in your drawer. You, the father, you are eating turkey. You drink coffee in the morning. After like 2 hours, you take tea. After like 2 hours, you say they should give you salad. They should go and fry meat. They should go and fry goat. They should go and fry egg. And your children are looking at you like this. They are hungry. What do you think you are teaching them to do? You are teaching them on how to go and find any means to enjoy themselves too. The basic thing you should do as a father to your children, give them shelter, feed them, clothe them. There are some other basic needs. If you fail in all these basic needs, before the children will go and die, they will find another means in order for them not to die. And turkey is very sweet when you are chewing it and you believe it's bitter. When your children are chewing it, what I'm saying invariably is this: the level of corruption is too high.
Okay.
I said some time ago, I won't mention the area, I know of a member of House of Representatives, they were helping him to put his old 504 wagon. But he got to the House of Representatives, within 1 year, he had bought more than 15 cars, exotic cars. He had built a home for himself. The wife and children are no longer in Nigeria, they are in the UK. And people that voted him to power, and during the period, one way or the other, people assisted him to use cutlass to chase away people. And that time, those people were good boys. You understand? What do you think will happen? They will take to self-help.
True.
You made mention of one Yusuf now. You know much about Yusuf. Yusuf, bam, came up suddenly. And he was arrested. And Mr. President Olusegun said, bring him to Abuja. He must confess. And before he got to Abuja, they killed him.
He died.
Okay, he died. Let me believe you.
Because we're not there.
Okay,
we don't know what happened.
He died.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
And the people say, oh, so this thing can happen this way? Is it the way they will treat their oga? And that was the reason why the issue of Boko Haram.
Mr. Jackson Lekojo, a lot of reasons have been deduced why. You mentioned poverty. And I'm looking at poverty index, I'm looking at South Sudan, I'm looking at Burundi, I'm looking at Central African Republic, yet we do not have this high wave of crime in those countries.
First?
Yes.
Did I mention
corruption?
No. Traditional value system.
Okay. Now,
did I mention it?
Yeah, yes. But it also not
go to Burundi, go to every of this country. Go and check if their leaders are living in affluence. Go and check now if their leaders are living in affluence. The former governor of the old Oyo State, late Chibola Igeme, so rest in peace. He was governor of the old Oyo State, the present day Oyo State and Osun State. He was governor for 4 years. He do not have a building any other part of the world other than the one he had when he was a federal former commissioner. Late Chief Adekunle Ajasin was governor of Ondo State for 8 years. The only building he had in his life was the one he had. He built 1965 when he was the principal of him at the college of war. The day the military took over power, himself and the wife, they walked out of the government house to stop taxi that took them back from Harcourt to war. They have no car of their own. In this present day, when Baba Akande was the governor of my state, Osun State, when he got to the government house and they saw him the budget proposal for the feeding, he said, my children do not have right to come and eat in the government house. They will be eating in my house. In the government house, it's only me and my wife. They say 20 cooks cook for you, buy cow every week. He said, my wife can go to market. Is it not to cook for the two of us? That they should stop buying cow. A goat is even too much. Let them go and buy ice fish and pomo. Those are men. It was when he was celebrating his 70-year birthday that some political figures visited him in the Narangun, and they said, Baba, let us go to your house. You are celebrating, we all come. Let us go to your house. He said, this is my house. I said, no, I said, your own country home. He said, this is my country home. Was when those people planned to build a befitting house for him. He was secretary to the government of the old Oyo state. He was deputy governor. He became governor. You understand? That is it. Are we still, as at that time, do you have all these kind of things happening? No. But when somebody become a governor and he cannot count his houses in America, in Britain, in the Middle East, they even go to the Middle East now, Asia, to buy property.
They will totally leave their democratic mandate.
Yes.
And face self-wealth.
That Baba Akande never traveled from Osun State on chartered jet. He traveled by road.
All right.
There's no local government chairman today that can travel by road from here to Bayelsa. They will start a private jet at the detriment, inimical to the growth and development of the people. So that is what we are seeing. So everybody too, which market will you go that Jackson Lake was just not supposed to go? Is there any poor man market? Let our people, the politicians, let them retrace their steps. And you know why it's spreading? It's from the top down. When I call, if I'm a governor, I call the commissioner, help me corner that 10 million. Okay, when you corner it, do 4 for yourself. The accountant general, you have to compensate him too. You understand? So the banker that are going to show the direction, they have to corner something too.
Is widespread. Is
So
widespread.
that is it.
All right, we're live on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Wish99.5 FM. Go there, like us, follow us, and join the conversation. We'll read your comment in real time. If you are there, be there. We'll be there in a few seconds. On to the next one.
Okay, as Nigerians continue to experience hardship occasioned by policy reforms of the government, President Bola Tinubu has cancelled any form of celebration for his 72nd birthday. The President Tinubu, according to the statement issued by his special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, will clock 72 on March 22nd. But the president has advised his associates and well-wishers that intend to celebrate with him that on that day to channel their donation to charity organizations.
Mr. Jackson Lokojo, is this a way to go? Does it have any significance at all? I mean, in relating with what Nigeria is going through, is it a noble cause?
You see, Bayo Onanuga, I don't think he has any good job to do.
Is the president spokesperson? That's a good job.
The birthday of Mr. President is not official.
Okay, it's not okay.
Go to the Nigeria Constitution from A to Z.
There's
Page
no,
1
there's
to
no,
the last page.
there's no celebration
Say
of
that the
birthday.
president of Nigeria shall celebrate his birthday as at when due or 10 times in a or what is the business?
But you have mentioned here
Yeah.
in this studio
Yes.
that a governor, a local government chairman, a president can decide to celebrate one thing. It could be a child naming ceremony, it could be birthday, and you see gifts coming in, unsolicited gifts.
Yes.
The president is saying, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Rather, channel it to motherless babies' home.
It's a fallacy. It's not necessary. President's birthday is his private affairs. It's supposed to be between.
You want to show an encomium on the president for voicing that out?
Who is Ekumi? If I get the clip of this thing, I'm going to send it to the first family for Mr. President to hear what I said this morning. Yeah, who is Ekumi? I'm not attacking him. I'm just the statement is what is not the best for us. The birthday of Mr. President is for Mr. President, the wife and the children to celebrate. And they could do that. They could do that inside the bedroom. They're not even supposed to do it in any of the lounge in the presidential villa. It's their private affairs. You understand? If not that Nigerians too, I sympathize with a lot of us. But those people that are even going to give the gift you are going to give to Mr. President for birthday to me, I just see it as a gratification. Why do you want to go and give Mr. President a gift? You want to go and give him some bags of rice? You want to go and give him wristwatches? You want to go and give him footwear? You want to go and give him clothing? You want to go and build out for him? You want to go and buy him cars? This is a man by the special grace of God. Even if he did not become president, he can afford anything on earth that money can buy. So to me, people just want to go and show themselves. A minister has come. When the minister will go and buy gift for Mr. President, where has he gotten the money from? When senators will go and buy gift for Mr. President, where has he gotten the money from? A time is coming that we enact a law. There will be a budget for a presidential birthday. To me, Mr. President not supposed to even say it. The best way to do it, when they bring the gift, when they bring the gift, tell them, please, I don't need your gift. Take it back. My dear brother, all these people will go home. Some of them will have BP.
Don't you think that this is some form of inspirational move to inspire Nigerians and let them reassure them that he is in the pain with everyone?
Some of them now, some of them will visit Mr. President Lagos home and drop some gift there, unknown to Mr. President. So anytime he travel home, he will see it. Will Mr. President come back to announce that despite my instructions, some people still brought some cars in my house and cows in my house? No. These are all decoy to deceive Nigerians.
All right.
Is it birthday period that Mr. President want to sympathize with the poor? Is it? What are we talking about? So to me, I don't think it's necessary.
All right.
This is personal.
Mr. Jackson Lekojo doesn't think it's necessary for the birthday
no.
to announce that he's boycotting his birthday celebration. And then somebody maybe almost asks, 72? It doesn't... Okay, I'll pass. 07080295995. 0907.
I wish him happy 72 birthday. I will send messages to him.
All right. 0702 5002 0702 5002 0708 029 5995 0708 029 5995 0907 084 9073 0907 084 9073. When you do call in, please stay away from your radio set so we don't have a hole. And calling, you can send text messages to 0702 500 2007. Text messages, WhatsApp numbers, or WhatsApp messages to that particular number, and we'll start taking calls now. When I see your calls, I take them. I take about 5 calls and then come back to the studio to conclude this conversation. All right. If you're having difficulties sending in your calls, send a text messages, or send a text message rather. That will be better. Hello, good morning. All right, 0907 084 9073. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Christian, you're welcome.
Hello, good morning, Cosby.
Christian, go on.
Yes. I think I will start my contribution this morning with a quote that it's only the weak who give excuses for committing crime. I know there are people who are doing genuine job in this country despite the hardship and they're making money. So when somebody begins to give excuses for poverty and you are taking into crime, you are a weak person. Having said that, I think that the thing that happened in Kaduna is a welcome development because we must commend the effort of the military when they do good. But I want to say this because I want to believe the report of the military more than what the media actually reported in the first place. Because you know why I said so? Because in the rescue that the military did, they said total number of boys and total number of girls. The one we had in the media that 200 and some people were kidnapped. They didn't tell us the sex of the people that were kidnapped, whether male, female. They didn't give us that number, that division like that. And come to think of it, do you think that what we have as a difference is about 100 persons? That 100 persons, their parents will keep quiet and they will not talk? Well, we are still waiting ahead. Let us see whether people will come and say,
what we have as a difference, what we have as a difference is
despite their level of poverty or whatever, they will still come out and say, "But I have not seen my child." Because sometimes you see what the media does. Some of them are not eyewitnesses. They say correspondent eyewitness that don't even know what has happened. Because like I said, they didn't give us the number of the people that were kidnapped. That is in terms of the female and the male. But this time around, the military gave us the number.
All right.
That's what I want to say. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. For the record, see.
Hello, good morning. What's the number where you're calling us from?
Hello, good morning. All right, for the records, the numbers that were unaccounted for, going by what we reported in the media, is 150. If you add 137 to 150, gives you 287. All right, just a quick math there. 0907 084 9073, the number to call this morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning, the real gift.
Thank you very much. Good morning to our chief elect.
Hey, my brother. The real gift.
Good morning, sir.
I greet you.
Thank you very much, sir. My radio chief.
The real gift.
Whose report will I believe? I don't believe anyone. You know, we are told in my community that if you don't ask questions of what killed your father, if you don't take time, that same thing will come kill you. And that is when the governor, concerning the rescue of this or retrieval of these pupils, is a good thing because nobody goes to ask and think of the right good thing happened to them. You understand my point? But we have to know how is it easy for person to carry this number of children from Kaduna to Zamfara without notification? Or is it that the roads, there is no security checkpoint at all? Is it passing the bushpath or highway? And don't forget that we are told that this person rode the motorcycle to these schools. So how they carry the children? I think it's a good thing that we rescued. The questions must be asked. Even though the governor said people who are not concerned or the people who are not concerned and they can't ask nonsensical questions. I don't think they are nonsensical. Because if you want to prevent, like they say, if you don't know where the rain begins to beat you, you won't know where the rain stops. And that is why questions must be asked. For goodness sake, what are we talking about here? And these children stayed for 2 weeks. Is it not the same reason that told us that the rain is very difficult to locate? The good thing, I applaud them, but we must ask questions if indeed we want to put a stop to these shenanigans, because as far as I'm concerned, it's becoming one too many, and it means that Akaziza is involved. I believe you understand what Akaziza here.
I'm trying to understand.
I will meet you.
On this issue of the president's birthday, my radio chief. If I tell you to do my birthday, what do you think for me? So what do you do for me? Definitely you can do something.
I will help you to announce it.
That won't be full flag job. Every time I talk about already, this one I just to inform us to know say the president didn't come up as far as I'm concerned.
Hello? Hello, good morning.
Anyway, you are hearing me. This is Chijoke calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, Chijoke, welcome.
My dear brother, if you look at the scale of kidnapping and release, you discover that there are a lot of national challenges, which is the help on Nigeria government to see as a challenge. Because how can you? I've never seen this level of kidnapping. 100 do you know the number of streets? This 100 or 200 were fire at the same time, and these people just moved from one locality to another without military intervention. And that is why I begin to ask myself: is it that the Nigeria we call us, which is 900 and something thousand square kilometers, is too large? Well, Nigeria is not up to Mali or Sudan before they were divided into southern and northern Sudan. And they'll be quickly to tell us that Sambisa forest is more than South. Why, if it is so now, is it a high time we begin to shrink our territory so that we'll be able to secure look at our national assets in terms of oil we cannot secure, human being cannot secure. How do you make the environment to be conducive for investment? Look at farmers cannot even have access to their farmland in order to secure that food sufficiency. Because there have been, all these slogans, go back to farm, we have Arab. Where are you going to farm? Are you going to go to Jupiter or whatever, or to a satellite to farm? Is it not the same land that is not secured? I think it is high time, and because to me, both the economy, everything have been that is nothing. And the government that is full of nepotism, I don't think they will achieve enough. It's high time they call themselves and look at themselves critically and find out where the problem, because there are fundamental problems that behaving us as a nation. Until we stop this pretense and do the right thing, I believe God will support us if we do the right thing. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much for your contribution, Chijoke, right there. We move on, all right? So, while he was making that comment, something swept through my mind, and I was asking children from the ages of 8 to 15, and then spending about 15 days in kidnappers' den. Wouldn't these children need some form of rehabilitation, some sort of rehabilitation? Who knows? We don't know exactly who the kidnappers are. So, it could be a fragment of terrorists, ISWAP. It could be some Boko Haram that are deviated into money-making ventures and start kidnapping. We do not know what they told them. We do not know if some of them are, being recruited, and they will start acting afterwards. What do you, as a security expert, would advise Nigerians or the Nigerian military to do at this moment?
Well, the governor of Kaduna State, Basani, did something wonderful yesterday. They invited the parents to come to the government house. The parents saw their children. But Basani said he is not going to release the children to them. That definitely they must go for medical examinations. They must go, after examination, they must go for treatment and little period to give them another orientation, because for that 15 days, morning, afternoon, night, those people must have been poisoning their mentality against the Nigerian government. That if care is not taken, just like some girls among this one of these girls, about 2 of them, they said they are not, even when there was opportunity for them to go, they said they don't want to come back. Some of them that came back was disturbing the parent. They had allowed me to go and meet my husband. Do you know the kind of things you understand that must have been given to them? So that is why, for the governor to say no, let them remain in the government house, I think a lot of medical things are going to be there, a lot of educational things are going to be there. They are going to talk to their senses. They are going to give them new orientation. They are going to reindoctrinate them back to normal life. So I think that is very good, and that is very important. So there is no need for military to rescue people, even the people that their relative we go to pay ransom for,
Mm-mm.
and these people released, I think government still need to invite them to carry out some mental treatment through talk and other things, and medical examination, treatment and other things before they finally allow them to
Rejoin their families.
enjoy their families. But by the time you just see, by the time those people are kidnapped, before they are coming out of that place, these kidnappers, these terrorists have radicalized them already. So by the
So it's
time
a
you
very
fail
deep-
to
it's a deep-
by the time they get freedom, and by the time you fail to radicalize them, you are growing python in your house. It happened in Borno State that when they said they came back, repentant terrorists, when they came back, one slaughtered the father. They had information that the father was in support of government to go and kill Boko Haram that time. He killed the father. Some of the wives they left behind, when they came back, they chased the wives away because their mental, you understand? If their mental capacity is very low and they have been radicalized criminally, and if you don't radicalize them,
It becomes a huge problem.
that is the kind of life they will be living. When they see people living normal life, they believe those people are senseless. That is it.
All right. One of the major front runners for presidency, I'd always said that was a former Kano State governor, and as Kwankwanso, Rabi Musa Kwankwanso, a presidential candidate. He profiled one solution, and he said it was going to be his blueprint to revamp the economic, not the security situation in Nigeria. And then he said he was going to increase the personnel of security operatives around the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, the Nigerian Police to about 1 million. Because at this point, we have less than 300,000. I mean, combined forces of these arms of military and paramilitary in Nigeria. Will that profile? Is that a preferable? Is that a solution that you are thinking of?
I think it's a good solution to the problem we are facing today. We are talking about 300,000, right? When you go to each of the companies in Nigeria today, there is no company that will not be parading 10.
At least.
Then the high profile personalities, some of them have 3, 4, 5. You understand? So when you put all this one together,
Like VIPs,
like VIPs, because if you are a councillor now, you can go and take 2 or 3. Jackson Lekon Ojo can decide to go and take 2 or 3 or 4, and I have the access. If I don't even struggle to do that, you understand? So by the time you sum all this up, I want to tell you to remove like 100,000. Then we now have less than 200,000 to police over 200 million Nigerians. We are talking of 200 million Nigerians. Are you counting the numbers of expatriates that comes in this country? So when you add the numbers of expatriates, foreigners in this country, we are over 300 million living in this country. You understand? And we have less than 200,000 police. I was monitoring a program yesterday when the commissioner of police Imo State went to Buta. There was a police station there that was damaged some time ago. So they start building it now. And the traditional ruler said, Commissioner, please, when you finish building this rehabilitating the building. Please, this community is too large for us to have only 4 police officers. A whole Luguta, 4 police officers. You see, go to some communities now, you see one small police post, you see 2 pregnant police officers there. No walking stick. Yes, sir. So to me, if somebody, it will help us 2 ways. If somebody want to recruit 1 million into, let me put it, our armed forces now, the military, the paramilitary, the security, that's the DSS, NIA and others. Then the civil defense and others. Immigration and others, they are all paramilitary because they bear much more arms. Yes, sir. If somebody want to recruit 1 million now, that means you are bringing 1 million from the jobless Nigerians.
Yes, into the force.
Into the force. They will do their work of protection. Right? And at the same time, you have empowered them to be able to feed their family and their loved ones. So it will go a long way to solve both security and economic problems. It's a very good idea. But the problem in this country is this. If you have a program and you contest with me, let me go back to tell you that Yaradua did not campaign that he was going to grant amnesty and create Ministry of Niger Delta. When he was campaigning, it was Atiku that did it. Atiku did campaign that he was going to grant amnesty and he was going to create the Ministry of Niger Delta. But immediately Yaradua entered, possibly they talk, they have political affiliation on the top.
Yes.
Yes. Because Atiku belonged to Yaradua political dynasty.
Yaradua's elder brother.
Exactly. So possibly they discussed, and you discover that all those things Atiku promised Niger Delta at Yaradua, you understand, came to establish things like that. But in this country, if Kwankwaso, there was a time Kwankwaso was meeting Mr. President, he even went to as far as to France to meet Mr. President. He met him at the Harcourt Rock. So people like us were very happy, believing that there are some of these campaign promises of Kwankwaso, possibly he was going to sell it to Mr. President for Mr. President to implement. But who knows? If he sold it to Mr. President and Mr. President failed to implement it.
Is yet to act on it.
Act on it. But now it's not late in the day. Out of 4 year journey, we are yet to complete one year. So the remaining 3 years, although some of these things can be done, and it will write the name of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I won't say in gold, in platinum, on the sand of time.
On the signs of time.
Yes.
So just very quickly in under a minute, Mr. Ocho, what do you think is the way forward?
The way forward is to revive the economy of this country. Okay. An hungry man is an angry man. Anytime I am hungry, I can't reason well. And I still remember what my parents taught me in those days. Remember the son of whom you are. How many Nigerians today that will sit down and remember the son of whom they were? So I think Yoruba say when hunger enter belle, another thing they enter. So I think economy recovery first. If you recover the economy, crime and criminality will drastically reduce.
All right, just for the records, the Nigerian police, the last count is about 371,800 active officers. The Nigerian army is about 230,000 active personnel. Thank you very much, Mr. Jackson Lekojo, for your time here on Let's Talk this morning. May God bless you.
Amen. And I will still advise Mr. President. They should withdraw some police from the people that carry themselves around like high profile. Let the police go and do their real police work. Mr. President will do that. Mr. President announced something like that recently, but
we don't see that taking effect.
It was just an announcement.
All right, thank you very much to everyone who participated, followed us from when we started till now, those who called in. I didn't see any text message today. Thank you very much. Let's do it again tomorrow. It's the start of the week, first working day of the week. Usually active. Be active, make money in a very positive way. My name is Cosby Jones, the radio chief, descendant of E.E. Daniel I.
And I have been A.B. Douglas.
All right, A.B. Douglas didn't descend from anywhere. Stay here. Up next is the economy with Ife the Dark Belt. At 10 o'clock, I'll bring you the Parliament. All right. After that, we'll do Arsenal moment. Just 5 minutes of our time to look at the achievements of Arsenal Football Club. All right. Stay here. Stay tuned.